Greetings friends and fans of YouTube, welcome to the first video of 2021 and the second video in the series Rigs with Friends, where I talk guitars, trade licks and see what makes a musician tick. I'm joined again by my good friend Andy Wordsworth of Blame the Sacred for part 2 of what's probably going to be a three-parter with Andy, because there are still, as you can see behind us, quite a few more guitars to review. So, what was that you were just playing there, Andy, for those that aren't familiar with your music?
That was my band Blame the Sacred's latest single release, The Violence.
Lovely, and that's part of a two-song EP, isn't it? Yeah, a double single EP. Okay, so for those that aren't familiar with the format, I'm going to talk with Andy about things that make him tick as a musician, talk about some of the guitars that he has, things that they've been used on, and just generally jam and just talk music. So, what do we have here, Andy?
This is my Mexican Jim Root Fender Telecaster from 2013.
Nice. So, I can see you've made some adjustments to yours. Normally these come with EMG 5760 or 8185, don't they?
8160.
8160.
Or 8560. I've now got it as close it can be as his personal one.
Yeah.
With the Jim Root
Daemonun
EMGs,
whatever
they're called, yeah. That's the only modification I've made since owning it. It's dinged, it's yellow, it's nasty and nice at the same time.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those Telecasters I've always liked the look of. I mean, and you know me, I'm not massively on tellies, but there are two that I've always enjoyed, and it's the Jim Root and the Charvel Joe de Plantier. And this one, as I've played it a little bit before we got going,
yeah, I
really do enjoy how this one feels. So what's the spec sort of rundown with it?
Well, your guess is as good as mine.
I'm inclined to think, looking at it, it's a mahogany body of some description. Just looking at where that ding is there, I think it could be mahogany. Ebony fretboard, maple neck with some sort of dark wood strip in the middle as well. Fender locking tuners? They're a nondescript locking tuner of some description, yeah, aren't they? Lovely, yeah, so let's hear how it sounds. So, for those that don't know, the Daemonun set is Jim Root's new signature set with EMG. It's an active pickup designed to look like a passive, has all the hotness of a passive and all the warmth as well. So if we start with the neck, Andy. Sustain's really good, isn't it? So a little bit like the Super 70s that are in your other guitar, your Schecter from the last series, well, episode.
Yep.
They're designed to look like passives, aren't
yeah,
they? So that zebra coil look, but it is a really passive sound, even though it's quite active. Let's hear the mid split. worst mid-split tone
No,
I've
not at
heard.
all.
It doesn't pull too much out of the bridge pickup that it starts to get distorted and obviously muddy and everything like that, but it's still got all that creaminess from the neck as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you go onto the bridge, for those that might not be a bit familiar, Andy, tell us a little bit sort of about you as a musician, like what sort of got you playing, Blame the Sacred sort of style, everything like that, and also where we are.
We're in the Sacred Cellar, obviously.
Which is your creative space, your storage space, your space.
The only space I'm allowed.
The only space you're allowed. So what got you into playing guitar? Obviously, I know you've been playing just about as long as I have, nearly 13, 14 years.
2008?
2008, bloody hell. How time flies. So 12 years, yeah. So what sort of got you into playing as a musician, like influences, that sort of thing?
Right, so when I was younger, my mum and dad are both into rock music, AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, whatever's. Whatever car I'm in, there's some form of bloody rock music going on. Love music, been into it. Always thought it was cool to play guitar.
Yeah.
Then just started high school and got really involved in music and wanted to start learning. Bought a crappy little acoustic, and then a Gear for Music Union Jack Strat that I don't count as a guitar. And then the guitar you'll see in a little while. That's my first real guitar.
Yeah.
But Def Leppard, Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue, my favourite band. All not very similar to what I'd say Blame the Sacred sound like. You can pick any of them bands out of the music we make.
No, your band's sound is, as I best describe it, it's very heavy rock. It borderlines on metal in some areas. But if I was to give you guys a sort of sound, I'd say you're very Stone Soury.
Yeah.
Like, that kind of influence is there.
Yeah, we've had that a lot. Alter Bridge as well to be mentioned.
Alter Bridge is not a bad band to follow behind, though. No, let's be honest. Or to be said, you sound like, you know, who wouldn't mind the money.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's have a look at this. So as I said, there are only two Telecasters that I really sort of wanted as a musician. This was one of them, and the Charvel Joe de Plantier was the other. I'm not sure if you've played that one.
I have played.
It's a stunning guitar. And the Jim Roots always have been geared at metal, haven't they? Let's be honest, they've always been geared that way. So let's see how I get really good neck pickup, especially for all the... It just sustains out nice, and obviously you get a little bit of harmonic feedback. If we go to there's definitely a difference when you can tell, because obviously I use slightly thicker picks than
Yeah.
you do, and I attack a lot more because of the way that I play. So yeah, if we go to this incredible.
Yeah.
It is really, really good. So these then like modern EMGs in that they're plug and play, aren't they? They're
Yes.
not a
They're
standard
plug and
wiring,
play, yeah.
they're plug and play. But one thing I do love about this is the fact that it's not a 24 fret. It's
a classic.
It's a classic neck, yeah, and the neck profile is lovely as well. It's just nice and rounded. Again, as you know with me, I'm not a massive fan of lacquered necks.
No,
but this is nice. I mean, a little bit of
it's
sandpaper.
only subtle.
Yeah, it's subtle enough that it's playable and not completely overbearing. I mean, me personally, if I had one, I'd probably sand it off a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just a little bit, just to like make it that more satin feel. Fun to play. It's really, really nice to play. So while you get the next guitar prepped, why don't you talk us a little bit through sort of the rig that you're using lately? So obviously we've got this HT Club 50 in the back.
Yes.
This is a Mark II, and it comes with the 5-watt option as well. So it's great for home use, or in the case of ourselves here, using it to record and annoy the neighbours. So
what do you want next?
What sort of pedals do you use as well?
So
you've got a TS9 Ibanez,
yep.
Obviously a tuner,
Korg
tuner,
Boss
NS2,
Danelectro Fab chorus pedal. I've got these as well.
Oh, what we got here? So a Danelectro Fab overdrive and a Danelectro Fab
pedals.
distortion.
For how much you can pick them up for, because they're not the big name, you can pick them up for next to no. And if you are wanting something just to boost your tone, or even just give you something different to write with, I recommend them.
Of course.
I mean, the chorus is the only one that's actually still on my board. My Crybaby Wah that I use about 3 times a year.
Just while I've had a quick thought as well, if you just want to grab the Jim Root back, I just want to show people how it'll sound in clean.
This is...
Yeah, so if you just pop that into... Is that in clean now, is it? Right, so I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier actually, so... Yeah, we'll go with that. Right, okay, so let's see how they clean. It's surprising how good they are clean, isn't it? They're quite crisp. I mean, that is... That is so clear. Like, I know you have guitars with Fishmans in them and stuff like that, and obviously everyone's like, Fishmans are really articulate.
Yeah, they're the new standard almost.
Yeah, but these... There's not a single note drop anywhere. So yeah, if you like the sound of that, guys, that's the Jim Root Daemonun set. So I think next we'll go with what you said was your first proper guitar.
Oh.
So
Not in this incarnation.
no, I know you have had others, but yeah, for those obviously that can see, it is an Epiphone Les Paul. Is it a standard, this one?
It's a standard plus top from 2009.
2009, wow.
Honey burst. I think it was honey when it came.
Yeah,
Faded
obviously
a
it's
little bit.
aged, and
Grover tuners.
I can see as well where you've sanded off the
I
neck.
like to sand- and the back.
And the back, yeah. I'm surprised you didn't try to do the back of the headstock,
I'm a lazy
actually.
fucker.
Okay, so in terms of this then, you said that this was one of your first proper sort of guitars.
Yes.
So what have you adjusted about
What have I
this?
done?
What have you
Well,
modded?
apart
with
from
it?
sanding the entire back and neck, just to take the lacquer off, not to all the way to the wood.
Yeah.
I've then had complete new electrics, there's a new switch, and then the pickguard's missing bits because, you know,
Age.
life. Still the stock, what came with hardware,
Yeah.
bridge, tailpiece. The tuners are all the same. I'm missing the truss rod cover. Same nut. The neck's starting to break a little bit there.
Yeah.
But the pickups, what I've really had switched out.
So what have you put in it now?
In the neck, I've got a 59, the Duncan 59.
Yep.
And in here, the little secret weapon of mine, is the bare knuckle Holy Diver.
Okay. So that's quite a... It's almost a homage, I suppose, to the JB59 set, but with a little bit more shove.
Yeah, well, one of my favourite, biggest influences of guitar players was Jim Campbell.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously, Dio, the Holy Diver. That's why I have a Black Les Paul.
Yeah, of course.
2 Black Les Pauls.
2 Black Les Pauls, yeah.
But he's playing in the 80s and that really into, not Def Leppard's Def Leppard, but his stuff in the band Last in Line.
So yeah, if we just here then, obviously we'll just go through the tone switch again. So we start with the JB, the neck. Classic 80s rock vibe.
70s, 80s.
Just that lovely creamy lead.
You want to play Guns N' Roses or Zeppelin?
That'd be the pickup to do it with. Yeah, if we mid-split them next, we can... The first vibe I got off that then when you first strung that chord was Thin Lizzy.
Yeah.
Boys Are Back in Town. It's that sound, that sort of gritty.
Well, Les Paul's in it.
Yeah.
Everyone who's been in Thin Lizzy.
So yeah, let's go to the Holy Diver then. Of course. classic rock vibe, doesn't it? I mean, I know I've seen people use the Holy Diver in a metal setting, and it's probably something I could definitely have a go with. But I'm tipping then this is just a standard bare bones Les Paul, all mahogany.
It's as Les Paul as you can get, having the paint missing and
the years of use.
Years of violent abuse and hatred.
And God, is that neck thick?
Oh yes.
That is you can tell it's a plus top. So yeah, let's have a go. Classic fuzzy rock
fuzzy,
tone,
creamy.
Yeah, I can't knock that. A JB is always a pickup that I'd say I would have.
59.
Oh, 59, yeah. Try again. A 59 is a pickup I've always heard is very, very good for that classic rock sound. So let's have a look at the split. I mean, straight off the bat, it's not as clear as that.
No. Not at all.
You can... Again, usable tone if you like that sort of sound. As I said, the first sort of sound that came to mind with that was Thin Lizzy. Yeah. Especially on Boys Are Back in Town, so I think that's the kind of vibe you could go with it, like 70s, 80s rock. This is a pickup I'm definitely keen to try. Never ever played a bare knuckle.
Right.
I've never played again that classic rock vibe, as you said, Dio.
It's what it does.
It's what it does best, and it's probably what it's designed to do. But I reckon with a little bit more push from maybe like a tube screamer or a little bit more gain from the amp, I could probably metal that up. And I know people that do use it in the metal environment. So we'll go again and just go through the cleans, just for anyone who wants to know. So the Duncan again. Again, it's not quite as articulate as the Actives in the Fender, but you do definitely still get. It's definitely a bit more bass heavy as well, isn't it? Yeah. And the mid split. Again, not the worst mid-split tone I've ever used, and I've obviously had some where it's barely discernible what you're playing because it just gets so muddy.
Right, yeah.
And then the Holy Diver again. Great. Obviously, as we said in the last video, me and you are fans of like Les Pauls and the Les Paul neck profiles and everything like that. And yeah, this just, again, it feels homely, a little bit like your tennis.
Yeah,
it's great to play, and obviously you can tell it's had years of use. It's worn in, it's scratched to hell. The fretboard's nice and rounded now. It's definitely bedded in and well played. So yeah, that's.
It's not been used on anything either, and like it might have gone into the studio the first Sacred EP in 2017. We probably recorded that and released in 18, something like that. But it's not long had the modifications, maybe a year.
Yeah, I know you said a while back.
It's sat in a case for a long time, but I've never had the heart to get rid of it.
Of course, if it's your first guitar, I mean, I say that as someone who was trying to track down the guitar that he played first. Anyone selling a Yamaha ERG 121, let me know. But yeah, it's definitely got that worn in and played feel, and it's great. So the last one then is the most recent acquisition as part of your artist deal.
Yes.
Which I am quite looking forward to, because they have asked for my opinion on it. So this is a Kononykheen Breed 30, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, what specs do you know off the bat of that, or have we got it nearby? Oh yeah, we've got it nearby.
I am prepared.
Let's have a look then. So it's a 3-piece ash body. We have, what do we have on the neck here? Comfortable, hard, friendly, in addition to being comfortable. Neck. It doesn't say what the neck is, but hang on. High power, strong output pickup. I do like the black oil sort of like stain finish on this, I have to admit. Keeps all the natural grain of the wood. As we said in the last video, it is an offset Jaguar kind of shape. So we have, it's what they call the drifter model. So we have a 25.5-inch scale, 22 fret, Cupra nickel frets, optimal C neck profile. We have a 3-piece ash body, a hard maple with a satin poly lacquer, which it doesn't feel.
No,
it feels natural.
It's got a natural feel to it.
Yeah, the Kononykheen Alnico adjustable pole-piece bridge, 15.7 kHz output, Tunematic style bridge, regular Kononykheen tuners, the coal black satin finish, the white binding, and then we just have a standard tone and volume, and obviously the one pickup string through body. So yeah, let's hear how that sounds.
This is bog stock as well.
It's all stock.
Yeah, unlike
okay.
The other one I've made modifications to.
We switch back to that. So, as I said in the last video, there is a staunch difference between the feel of your two Kononykheens.
I agree.
So, this one feels more like the price point that it would sit in. For those that have had a look at Kononykheen or don't know, Kononykheens usually start about $600-700 quid, give or take.
Dollars, yeah.
$700, obviously, Russian conversions, everything like that. And Andy's Kononykheen Breed 27, whilst it plays brilliantly and sounds amazing, it feels cheaper than it is. And I think part of that is to do with the neck.
Personal preference of the neck.
Yeah, personal preference of the neck. But this is something I would quite happily pick up, play and enjoy.
Yeah.
And I have done, obviously, a couple of times when I've been to jam with you. And yeah, let's... Oh. I mean, because of the ash body, it's not heavy.
No.
Get on with a guitar like this for days because it just plays brilliantly right from. Yeah, it's just great. Got it right with the pickup for this one.
This pickup is, so, I mean, the ones what came stock on the 27 were really good pickups too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit and bash Kononykheen because I'm not.
I'm just a naughty word for wanting to swap things all the time. There's only one guitar in my collection I refuse to touch.
And I wonder why.
Mm.
I mean, everything that I say is completely subjective to me as a player. And there are personal things that I would prefer on a guitar to what Andy would. But I think we both agree that this is sort of the one that Kononykheen definitely got this one right in terms of design.
Absolutely spot on.
It feels amazing.
I did nag them a little while to make a black offset. They did one 29 maybe? There was maybe an earlier model, I can't remember.
Yeah.
I think it was the 21 possibly. That was white, offset, white body,
yeah,
black ebony or rosewood fretboard with white
inlays,
square inlays with two pickups, and it looked outstanding. By the time I got in touch with them, they didn't have any left, and I was slightly disappointed. So I kept asking, I kept saying, I really want a black offset. I
mean, I have to admit, I happily, as a metal player, would pick this up and play it.
It's my second favourite guitar in my collection. It's the one that goes everywhere with me now.
Yeah, and I can understand why. The neck profile's great. It feels great to play because of the satin finish. It's light because of the ash body. It's just a good mixture of multiple things that just make it really nice to play.
The simplicity of one pickup.
Yeah.
Especially in a rock metal environment where you're playing a show where you might not necessarily swap between your neck and your bridge very often in a lot of songs.
I mean, just off the top of my head with my band, I think there is only one track at the moment where I go to a neck pickup. And that's just purely for a solo.
There's a few in the Sacred set where I'll use a Les Paul or maybe one of my Telecasters or something, that just for the neck pickup, Hollow Ground, Into the Night, the ballads.
Yeah.
Some of the new stuff we're
the stuff
working
that
on.
needs that creamier.
Yeah. But even in Hollow Ground, the second half of the solo is full bridge, bastardized guitar sound. It's only one part of it.
But I think, no, Kononykheen got this one right. And I would love to try more Kononykheen guitars, I'll be honest. Whether it be through you or through Kononykheen reaching out to me, I don't know. I know they were very happy with the last video and they shared the jam that we did as well. So big thank you to Kononykheen for that, because I wasn't expecting that. So I'm just going to switch it over to clean and just see how that one pickup. It is just beautifully resonant.
Yes.
And the neck profile as well, it kind of really reminds me of a good mid-level Strat.
Yeah.
Like
It's a very similar neck profile to the Jim Root.
Maybe just a little bit thinner.
Possibly, yeah.
But yeah, it's great. I mean, the fretwork's great. There's no sharp frets.
No.
The board is slightly rounded out as well, which is a big plus, because not a lot of companies do that out the bat. That volume potentiometer is nice and gradual as well, isn't it? It's not.
It's all stock. Everything's stock. Hardware, stock, electronics. It stays in tune nicely. There's no locking tuners. There's no anything to keep it there. It just does it naturally. I like the reverse headstock.
Yeah, that's a big touch that I've always liked as well.
The Kononikheens, a lot of them have the reverse headstock.
Yeah. I mean, I always liked the classic Fender headstock. I think most people that play guitar do.
They recognise it.
And yeah, in the reverse format, it's great. Again, another guitar that I had when I was first learning was a Squier Showmaster.
Yeah.
And that had a reverse headstock. And that's another guitar I'd like to track down if I could.
But while we're at that, I'd like to track down an Epiphone Wilshire.
Yeah.
A black Epiphone Wilshire. Sold it like a moron years ago, and now they don't make them anymore.
We have regrettable purchases between us both that we wish we'd not got rid of.
I'm not going through my list of 57 guitars I've owned.
Okay. I think if there was one thing that I would say objectively to the guys at Kononykheen, if there was one thing I personally would change, and it's just probably to suit more players, possibly locking tuners.
You can fit them yourself.
You could fit them yourself.
They are really good with. When I made the modifications on mine, a lot of they share a lot of people's pictures through the socials. What have modified their guitars?
Yeah,
they're a great mod platform. I know some people say, "Oh, $800 is a lot of money for a mod platform,"
but for the specs you get for $800,
it's a quality guitar.
Yeah, definitely.
You're only modding it for personal preference, not for it to be usable.
What I would think, just going forward, for me as a player, if I wanted a Kononykheen, I'd love one of these as a 7-string.
They do make them. They do.
I know
they
they do.
A red and black Telecaster style.
I think it's Breed 28, isn't it? Something like that. Or
something like
20.
It's not the 7, because I have the 7.
Yeah, you have the 7. I personally think this as a 7-string, maybe with a neck pickup, just to obviously cater to the people that do the more percussive style 7-string stuff. And this would probably do really, really well, but I genuinely adore how this sounds, how it plays.
I'd love one with the reverse colours, if they made one.
Yeah.
The white, ebony,
yeah.
One pickup, just for me being an aesthetic tool. I could take it to a show and I'd only have to play the one style of guitar.
For an $800 mod platform, it is fantastic.
Oh, what's that, 600 quid?
Give or take, yeah. And you can, don't get me wrong, you can get some brilliant big name guitars for 600 quid. You can get some good second hand stuff.
You see, your second hand, you always win out on second hand.
But for a guitar that's brand new, ash body, maple neck, maple board, it's just great. It feels great, it plays great, it sounds great. So yeah, Kononykheen got this one right, definitely. So yeah, again, a big shout out to the guys at Kononykheen. I wasn't expecting that you would share the jam video that we put up, and I really, really appreciate that. So thank you from me for that. Links to all of the guitars shown today will be in the description, as well as some of the pickups used. Obviously, big shout out to the guys at Bare Knuckle and EMG. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you soon.